Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of The Bug Warrior. In today's episode I will show you how to defeat Diamora Song of the Dead to obtain the Shoreline Hideout. Alright, to find Diamora you will need to reach Act 4, go to Whakapanu Island and find the entrance to the sinking caverns. However, before doing that I suggest you unlock the Hostile Takeover quest. For that you need to talk to Ange, who is near the pier at King's March. Continue the conversation with her until you unlock the Hostile Takeover quest, which will request that you find a suitable location to establish a hideout. Next, talk to Makoru to get a ship and unlock traveling in Act 4. Once you do this, go to Whakapanu Island. Get off the ship and please notice the amazing animation that GGG did to both jump to the boat and get to the coast. These guys are awesome. Anyhow, Whakapanu Island is big. You will find the entrance to the sinking caverns on the other side from where the checkpoint is. This is no small map, so expect to fight your way through many enemies before reaching it. However, if you are interested in the lore of Diamora, there are two Karui carvings that you can interact with that will tell you more about the missing people that reach this island. Once you reach the sinking caverns, activate the waypoint and make your way through the other side until you find the Chamber of Echoes. Enter the Chamber of Echoes and you will find Diamora, who appears as a beautiful mermaid at first, but she will transform to her true self, which is a monster, and this will begin the fight. So the first thing you need to know is that this fight will be long and very annoying. The reason is that Diamora disappears from the arena for a few moments, jumps between the pools, and while she does that your damage gets interrupted, meaning you need to start and stack it all over again. And on top of that she regenerates her shield. There is no way to avoid this and it happens a lot, so you only really have a few seconds to deal damage to her. You will need to repeat the loop, so be very patient. Now that you have been warned, let's look at the first phase and her attacks. Phase 1 of this fight will be Diamora throwing at you 6 attacks. The first one is when she says "suffer together" or "admire me." This attack will erupt 3 water geysers from the ground, and if they touch you, they will freeze you. So to avoid this attack you need to either walk without stopping or evade 3 times. The second attack happens when she says "join my eternal admirers" or "if I can have you, the sea will," where 2 waves crash into each other. To avoid this attack, simply move away from the waves. Her third attack, she will jump between the 2 bodies of water. This is the interruption I was talking about, and every time she does it while she's jumping, 4 geysers will appear below her. Her fourth attack happens when she's far away from you and she will speed a water beam at you. Her fifth attack happens also from a distance where she screams at you. Simply move further away to avoid both of these attacks. Her sixth attack, she will say "drown, drown," and a fast water orb will appear. If the water orb gets you and you stay inside, you will drown in 3 seconds and die immediately. So when you see it, run away. We reach now the second phase of the fight that gets triggered once you bring her down to around 50% life. Diamora will move to the center of the arena and will cast her petrifying gaze. If you look at her, you will be petrified, obviously, so simply don't look at her, or better, just stay outside of that zone. While she does that, her minions will appear. This is a great opportunity to refill life and mana by killing them, so do take advantage of it. As the gaze continues, more and more minions will appear and you need to kill them fast or else you can easily get overwhelmed. After this, the third phase will begin, where you will get the same attacks of the first phase. Once you bring her down to 25% life, the fourth phase will trigger. Diamora will begin her petrifying gaze for the last time, where you will also have the minions spawn, but in addition to that, slow moving water orbs that can drown you will appear. So keep your eye on the water orbs and avoid them while you survive and kill the minions. After this, the final and fifth phase will trigger. Here we have all the mentioned attacks, but they are way faster. You can notice it immediately at her "suffer together" scream. Also, when she jumps between pools, 5 geysers appear instead of 4, which basically creates a wall. On top of that, the water orbs are now non-stop, so stay on the move, don't get desperate, and honestly, pause if you need to. I paused for a couple of times to slow down and breathe. So once again, this fight is a true test of patience. Once you give her the killing blow, Diamora will turn to stone, the Hooded One and Doriani will appear, but most important, you will get an indication to return to Ange. Finish the conversation with the Hooded One and Doriani, which will update the search quest, and teleport back to King's March and find Ange. Speak to Ange and now you can travel to the Shoreline Hideout. Once you reach the Shoreline Hideout, Ange will request that you get rid of the intruders, proceed and slay all enemies, and once you're done with that, the hideout will be unlocked. Return to Ange and continue the conversation until you get a prompt to swap the Shoreline Hideout and you're done. So there you have it. What do you think of the Shoreline Hideout? Personally, I think it was worth dealing with Diamora to get it, but as I said before, that was an annoying and terrible boss. Please let me know what you think in the comments. We reached the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far and found the video interesting or useful, please consider to share, like, comment or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.